There are only a handful of truths in this world. One of those truths is that everybody loves za. A good pizza can bring a family together. So today, we're going to be talking about how to make a New York style crust that any one of you can make yourselves at home. Stay tuned. And welcome to Series 6 of Power Up videos here on Keepa's Kitchen. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make pizza crust. Specifically for me, a New York style crust that you can toss. Today, we're not going to be making it in a blender or a food processor or a mixer. Today, we're going to be doing it by hand. So we're going to speed through the process, about 10 to 12 minutes of kneading, and I'm going to show you guys the end result so you guys know exactly what it was like to hand mix dough before there was those giant process mixers. And even so, if you don't have a process mixer, you can still make this dough at home. So we're going to go through the process using just your hands. Before we get started, I want to have a huge shout out for one of the places that I fell in love with and some of my dear friends here in Austin, Texas. If you have not gone to 600 Degrees Pizzeria in Georgetown, Texas, okay, so you go up, it's about 30 minutes away from Austin. If you go up, it is going to be one of the best pizzas you guys have ever had. Not to mention their beer selection is absolutely amazing, from amazing domestics to craft beers to all kinds of cool little esoteric beers that they have on the draft. Their service is impeccable. Their ownership is fantastic. They are dear to my heart. They are close friends of mine. So please go up, support their business. I'm not joking when I say it will genuinely be one of the best pizza experiences you will have in the greater Austin area. Their za is amazing. Their people are amazing. Their culture is amazing. 600 Degrees in Georgetown, Texas. Check it out. We're going to start with 5.5 cups of flour. I'm using wheat flour. I try to be healthy, but everybody knows that I'm a fucking fat ass and I love to eat. So we're gonna like pretend that we're doing something healthier. Wheat flour, if you guys are doing it at home, make sure you're using high gluten flour. High gluten flour is going to make a better pizza crust in general, especially for tossing. So if you guys are looking to toss it, you want those longer gluten strands so it won't break as readily. So 5.5 cups of flour. Then we have 1 cup of warm water, okay? We have warm water sitting here, and what I did with this 1 cup of warm water is I added 2.5 teaspoons of active yeast. 2.5 teaspoons of active yeast to the 1 cup of warm water, okay? Then we have 1.5 or 1.25 to 1.5 cups of cool to warm water. I personally use warm water. We are adding 2 tablespoons of salt. A lot of people call for 1 tablespoon, but I've realized that the dexterity of a dough increases when you increase the salt. So I use 2 tablespoons of salt here, as well as 1 teaspoon of sugar here. When we get started, we're going to incorporate 2 tablespoons of olive oil as well. You can use vegetable oil. I use olive oil personally. All right, to begin with, we're going to take our flour. We've got our mixture of warm water and yeast. We've got our mixture over here of salt, sugar, and another 1.5 cups of water. So in our flour, we're going to build a little well, right? You're going to build a little trench in the middle. You just want to dive in. You want to create a little well that goes around the outsides that you can pour liquid into the middle. This will help us incorporate flour over the top of our liquids so we can get this properly mixed before we get it onto the table and we start kneading. First, I'm going to add my yeast water. So the warm water and yeast is going to go into the mixture. Next, water, sugar, salt mixture. Make sure it's all going in. If you have to, use your spoon to get it out. All right, so now we're just folding this flour into our liquid mixture. 2 tablespoons of oil. It's going to be a touch sticky. That's okay. You want that, right? We're going to get it on the table eventually, and we're going to incorporate some flour. So we're going to flour the table, and make sure we flour that table, and we'll get it working on a lightly floured table. Now we have the mixture here, okay? And you guys are going to take this, make sure it's floured nicely, just lightly on the table, and we're going to knead this thing. We're going to knead this for about 10 to 12 minutes, all right, guys? Fold it over itself. Use your palms. Start building gluten strands in there. Get it rolling over itself, rolling over itself. You'll see it start to rip, okay? This dough is going to start ripping on the top. We want to work this dough until it no longer becomes ripped on the top. We want to work it until it becomes kind of flat and soft. Okay, guys? Then we'll know that we have enough gluten strands. So like I said, about 10 to 12 minutes. Don't rush it. Work it hard. It's going to be a nice workout. And let's get going, guys. We should speed it up a little bit right here. All right, guys, 12 minutes of knead time right there in a couple of minutes. Boom. Now, depending on the size pizza you guys want to make, this can make about 3 14-inch zas. You can make 2 20-inch zas, roughly, something like that. I'm going to bench knife this in a half. I'm going to show you guys the bench knifing. We're going to bench knife it in a half, or just cut it in half, rather. Then I'm going to take a sheet, like a cooking sheet, baking sheet, a cookie tray, anything like that. Oil the bottom. We're going to put these rounded balls on there, okay? And then we're going to cover it in saran wrap and let it rest in the fridge, cooled, for about, I don't know, 12 to 15 hours. So break it in half, cookie sheet, oil the bottom of the cookie sheet, wrap in saran wrap. You're good to go. Let it raise. Do not try to cook this without letting it rise, without letting the yeast activate within it. Otherwise, you're not going to get that really beautiful, wholesome pizza crust that you're used to. All right, you guys. So I grabbed my cooking sheet. It's got some olive oil on top of it. Coated the whole thing in olive oil. We're going to break this down into 3 pieces, all right? So we're going to take a piece. Bam. You guys can measure these out. Don't be afraid to measure them out. That way you can get equal pieces. When you cut your piece, take it and you're going to mold it, right? You're going to literally fold it into the size you want. You're going to gently knead it, all right? You're going to create a little ball. Make sure that the bottom is tight underneath, okay? You're going to have a little ball. You're literally going to place this on your cooking sheet, and you're good to go. Good to go, okay? Break this down one more time, and we're going to wrap this entire thing in saran wrap, guys, okay? We're going to wrap this entire thing in saran wrap and get it chilling. I'm going to set this one off to the side. I'm just going to put this one on a plate or inside of a bowl so I can let this one rise by itself because I'm going to be using this one tomorrow. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for showing up on how to make pizza dough New York style power up video number 6. Make sure to like and leave any comments or questions you guys have under the video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I want to make sure you guys are up to date with everything coming out every single week. As well, this Sunday, we're making pizza live on Twitch. Link is going to be below 5 o'clock. Please join us. We're going to show you how to use these bad boys to the maximum potential. I also have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all the social medias. Make sure to follow Keep Us Kitchen on the Face Bizzle. And until next week, guys, thank you so much for stopping in. Bang, pow, and you guys stay super.